Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, look what seems to be happening. Tesla sales in various parts of the world seem to be falling, plummeting. In fact, as this headline says, Tesla sales in Europe plummet amidst Elon's stupid meddling. They also say the EV maker isn't doing too well in California either, and we're going to have a look at that in this video. Tesla's sales dropped double digits in the US's biggest EV market, while others are growing. Tesla sales decline in California with Model 3 plunging 36%. This headline says Model 3 registrations fell by more than a third last year. This is a big drop. EV maker likely lost sales due to Musk backing Trump and GOP. Well, that is some speculation there, but it's probably pretty good speculation, I would think, considering what's been going on and the reaction to it. Meanwhile, competitor BYD's overseas sales surged to a new record as its global EV plans kick into high gear. As I've said before, if you're in the US, as around half of the audience for these videos is, my community is in the US, you wouldn't be seeing a lot of BYD cars because of the tariffs on and really the rivalry between the US and China. Tesla does have a factory in China, of course, and they do export from there, but BYD competitor is matching Tesla car for car or even beating it these days. We'll have to see the numbers that come out in the quarters ahead. BYD sets new overseas EV sales record in January 2025, it says. The world's largest EV maker, yes, you heard that right, is quickly making a name for itself on the global scale, with overseas sales surging 83% last month. BYD is looking for even more market share in 2025. And this too, new from Honda. Honda's new EV production revolution begins with $1 billion investment in Ohio. And as I've said before, Hyundai is also producing cars in the US. They're going to launch a new model in the US, so getting around any tariffs, producing in the US. So competition ramping up here for Tesla, and Tesla sales falling. Now this from electric. Tesla sales are dropping like a rock in Europe, but it's not just because of Elon Musk, they say. Many are linking this to dissatisfaction with CEO Elon Musk meddling in European politics. If you've been on X or in social media or even the mainstream media reading articles, you would have seen what's going on there, supporting increasingly far-right politics in Europe, in the UK and Germany and other countries as well. While there's undoubtedly some of that going on, Electric says it's not the only factor. They say several European countries release car sales numbers on a monthly basis. When we compare Tesla's performance to the same period last year, the American automaker is down in every single market, and it has delivered about half as many vehicles. Let's have a look at this table here, country by country. The UK, where Elon Musk has been pretty vocal in terms of politics, it's down 18.2% year on year for January. In France, where they have been annoyed by Elon Musk too, down 63.4%, which is a huge number. In Netherlands, 42%. Norway, 42%. These are big numbers. Spain is the biggest at 75.4%. Sweden, 46%. Denmark, 40.9%, which is pretty big on electric cars, and so is Norway. Portugal, 31%. So overall, total down 47.7%, rounding up to 50%. So 50% drop. We can call that a plummet, I think. Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. Thanks. Several media outlets are linking the sharp decline to a similar decline in the approval of Tesla CEO Elon Musk in the same markets. I mean, that would be a good guess, wouldn't it? Now, citing surveys that show Musk's reputation is crashing in many of these markets after his meddling in politics, and the effect is trickling down to Tesla. Now, a lot of observers, including me, kind of been looking out for this, wondering if this was the case, How could it not be? I've made videos about people putting stickers on their cars, anti-Elon stickers, who have bought Tesla cars in the past and now are kind of ashamed of the cars or selling them. There have been reports of people selling, a growing boycott on Tesla. It does not look good for Tesla in Europe. 2024 was already a bad year, and now 2025 is off to a 50% decline to start. Tesla sales plunged 63% in EU's second biggest EV market. A bit more detail drilling down into those markets. The automaker underperformed overall industry and EV segment. And if we look at this chart here relating to France, Tesla sales slump in France. We can see January 2025, they're way down. Registrations fell in January to lowest since August 2022. So we go way back there. We can see it has been up and down, but very low. You would not be expecting this at this point if they were really on the up and up, which it does not seem to be the case. Tesla Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk has inserted himself in European politics. Yes, indeed, to an unprecedented degree in recent months. I mean, what other CEO do you know who's got so into politics, is so vocal, and it is starting to affect sales, it looks like. This is why they don't do it. Of course, other CEOs have political opinions, but they're not going to go into politics this much because of this reason, either left or right. They want as many customers as they can get. So he's been throwing his support behind the far-right Alternative for Germany party and taking on UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his Labour government. It's unclear to what degree that's starting to take a toll on demand for Tesla cars in the region. What seems to be, although the UK was down less than some other countries there, remember Spain was way down there. Elon Musk call for Germany to move beyond Nazi guilt is dangerous. Holocaust Memorial Chair says Musk made a virtual appearance at the campaign event for Germany's far-right AfD party. He also said on X here, from MAGA to mega, make Europe great again. So looking to repeat in Europe what he's been doing in the US, and will it work? And it certainly seems to be affecting Tesla sales. Well, do you think it is? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that this, what he's doing in terms of politics, is affecting Tesla sales? I mean, you may disagree with that. Tesla registrations across the EU fell 13% last year, with Germany, the bloc's largest market, accounting for much of the decline. So that's interesting. In Germany, where he has been very political, the EV maker has struggled in the country due to an aging model lineup, increasing competition, and the withdrawal of government subsidies. So those things are a factor as well, but politics has got to be a factor, surely. Tesla's sales plummeted 41% last year in Germany, so 50% around the average in Europe and 41% in Germany, while overall battery electric vehicle sales declined 27%. So don't forget that Germany has been going through some tough economic times as well, but Tesla does have a factory there competing with those German automakers. Now here in other parts of the EU, Reuters says Tesla loses market share in Sweden, Norway, and Musk looms large, implying politics is a factor there too. Now it says Tesla lost market share in Sweden and Norway in January. It's also saying that US electric car maker faces a test of popularity following billionaire CEO Elon Musk's high-profile foray into politics in Europe. I mean, people are watching it. People aren't just they're buying their cars and ignoring what's going on there. A total of 405 new Teslas were registered in Sweden last month, down 44% from January of 2024. And registrations in Norway fell to 38% lower. Tesla's decline came despite soaring overall auto sales in the two countries. So that's significant as well. It's not like that's all going down, although Germany, I think it might be the case, but EV cars sales are going up. So there's competition there, and Tesla falling from what it was, with Swedish car registrations increasing by 14% year on year, while the Norwegian market grew 82%, boosted by rising economic optimism. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that was going on in Norway. Tesla's share of the overall Swedish car market declined by half. So Tesla not doing well in those markets either. Now, from that headline we saw earlier, Tesla's sales dropped double digits in the US's biggest EV market, while other markets are growing. So this is California, of course, a really core market for Tesla in the past. Tesla sales have dropped by double digits in California, the most important EV market in the US, all while the rest of the EV market is growing. So this is important. This is in the US, Europe, and the US, and we don't really have data yet, I don't think, from the rest of the world, but it's going to be interesting to see if it's the same in places like Australia and New Zealand, where I am. California is the biggest market for electric vehicles in the US, and by a wide margin. In fact, if it wasn't for California, the US would be even further lagging behind the rest of the world in EV adoption. For years, Tesla has been dominating the market, while its market shares of the California EV market has been going down with competition. Tesla was still able to grow its volumes in California as EV adoption is taking a hold in the market. Now, it's not the case anymore, they say. And this headline here says it too. Tesla's California car registrations down 12% in 2024, report shows. And here we can see some charts. Tesla sales tail off in California. We can see the Model Y has dropped off, as well as the Model 3 a little bit. Those ones are a bit hard to see, but overall it's dropped. Tesla's California registrations fall for fifth consecutive quarter, this bar graph shows. High interest rates and an uncertain economy have hurt the affordability of electric vehicles. And I think we can say Elon's politics as well. But look at these red bars there going down with Q4 2024. They're down. Q2 was way down. So down for a long time. It's definitely a trend here. Now this headline questions, it's 2025, is Tesla still cool? It's a good question, and we can see here Tesla opens Cybertruck leases, offers free wraps on tough to move Foundation Series trucks. So this was just on February the 2nd. So offering more free things to get rid of the inventory of Cybertrucks. It hasn't been as popular as Elon wanted. It's been a bit of a failure, really. I've made videos about this, and declining Cybertruck sales have been indications of that. It looks like it's really not doing well. Certainly, they wanted to make 250,000 of these a year, they've said, but really it's not going well. Tesla has opened up Cybertruck leases in the US, and it is now offering free wraps worth $6,000. So this is significant. It's going to eat into profit margins on Foundation Series Cybertrucks, which Tesla is still stuck with. The Cybertruck wasn't mentioned once during Tesla's earnings call. That's true. I forgot about that. I did listen to that. I was on vacation at the time, but I did listen to that earnings call. And as I said, Elon's sort of desperation, really, making these grandiose claims, grander and grander. The worse the financials get, the grander his claims seem to get about the future, about robots, FSD. It's kind of telling, really, I think.
What I can say is we're going to move to just truly massive scale. Scale that no company has ever achieved in the history of humanity.
CEO Elon Musk gave a long speech about the current state of the company and its future, and yet he didn't mention Tesla's only new vehicle launched in the last 5 years. And Fred Lampert from Electric says also, this FT article, it's a Financial Times article, is interesting. It comes just short of saying that Tesla's stock is being manipulated up. Something Tesla Q, it's people who are short or critical of Tesla, mostly people who have been short and been burned on it for a long time. Well, they has been suspecting for a while that the stock is manipulated. It basically says either Tesla stock shareholders are dumb enough to believe everything Elon, a proven liar, says, or the stock is being manipulated. So interesting there. Obviously, they're not coming out and saying it. I guess they don't want to be sued. What might explain Tesla's night move? So they're talking about Tesla stock trading overnight. After hours trading is an odd, mostly American phenomenon at this point, although you'd have to think it's going to catch on around the world. I would say how a stock moves immediately after post-close earnings will tend to set the tone for the next regular trading day. So they've observed, even though it's on a thin liquidity where the only active players are high-frequency firms and retail punters, One of the companies posting earnings this week was Tesla, they point out. In extended hours trading, its shares were briefly down, then they went up. And it was surprising they went up. JP Morgan analyst was surprised that they shot up, and some interesting activity here. There have been allegations of manipulation by Elon Musk, civil suits, and maybe this will all come out in the wash if anything is happening here. And this headline questions, why is Tesla stock down? So this is after Trump took office. Obviously, it rocketed up. If you've been watching it, it rocketed up when the election was won. But then since Trump has taken office, it's not had an easy ride. Tesla has dropped more than 10% since Trump took office. Now, I've got the stock price here from just last night's trading, or last night to me. It's overnight trading to me because I'm in New Zealand, and it's overnight when most of the US market is open. So 20% down it is from December 17th, actually, but it did go up a lot. So it's 112%, let's say, up over the past year, which is a lot, but it's been going down recently. And one more headline that I just saw before making this, there's finally some Tesla shareholder momentum to fire Elon Musk over his political antics, or not spending so much time on Tesla these days. There finally appears to be some Tesla shareholder momentum to fire Elon Musk from the company after years of concerns being ignored by the board and most shareholders. However, probably nothing will happen as long as the stock price keeps going up, they are saying here. And that's true. Everybody's happy while the stock price is going up. It went sideways, or it went down even for a few years there, but it's picked back up again. Elon Musk really does. He talks about the market cap, which is the equivalent of talking about the stock price. If you're talking about the market cap, talking about the stock price. And in that earnings call, he was saying that Tesla's going to be the biggest company in the world by far. I think he said as much as the 5 companies put together after it, which is a grand claim. As I said, grandiose claims. Since the inauguration, and Musk salutes the blowback and his response to the blowback, there seems to be more traction amongst Tesla shareholders to remove him. Now, it says currently the most popular post on the Tesla Investor Club on Reddit, one of the biggest Tesla shareholder communities, is about removing Musk as CEO of Tesla. And there have been a few of those types of posts getting traction over the past few weeks. And this was gaining traction also when the share price was going down for multiple years in a row. And when it especially went down to around $100, people, even the faithful, started to be shook a little bit there, and, talked about getting rid of Musk. But it's a time when, he's causing trouble now in the political realm. So it'll be interesting to see if this gains traction, especially if the Tesla cars keep going down, if FSD and Robotaxi don't start to ramp up, if robots don't go as well as they planned. There'll be a lot of questions asked, I think. So let me know what you think of this. I'd love to hear your opinion. The community, let me know what you think of all this. Do you think that sales are going to go down? Do you think Elon Musk might be ousted? It's hard to think that would happen. He's got such a hold on the board and on Tesla. He is Tesla, really, so I think that would be kind of a last resort. But let me know what you think in the comments about this. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a link to a related video on screen, and also a subscribe link. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed yet to get more of this kind of thing from me in the very near future. And thanks to everybody for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.